Hey guys, this week's anniversary merch is stickers. We got some Creature Crew stickers of a few of our top Monster Mashes here on the channel. A lot of them match the t-shirts that were released last week, and then there's a couple that aren't on any shirts. So stop by my website or my newly launched Etsy to grab a couple of these cute little creatures to put on your laptop, your sketchbook, your car, wherever you want to stick them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and happy 2021. We have finally made it into the new year after a crazy 2020. It was a lot. But with the new year, I always do something every year, which is a redraw challenge. I basically find super old art of mine, which could range from like childhood art to more like high school, college art, and I like to basically redraw it and kind of appreciate where I've come as an artist. I really love doing these series because I know there's a couple of you that leave comments like, man, I wish I could draw this good, or man, I wish I could like draw creatures or do things like you do. And I like to show like, guys, we all start at square one. We're not all born with like amazing technique or execution or perfect anatomy. You know, it takes time and practice. So I like to show you guys like, this is where I started compared to where I have come. So for today's video, I was cleaning out my garage and I stumbled across a couple of drawings that were interdispersed with like math homework and like random papers in just this box that was just hanging out in my garage. And I thought these two would be perfect for a redraw video because they're some of my earliest Monster Mashes. And I know you guys love the Monster Mashes on this channel, so I thought we could dive into some really early creations of like weird creature combos. So the two we're gonna be redrawing today are these two. They're both very interesting in terms of design, and I kind of have some guesses on what they're a combination of, but I'm not 100% for sure. So this first one kind of looks like a rabbit, unicorn, horse, monkey, maybe something like that combo. Not 100% for sure, but that's kind of what I'm getting. And then this one looks like some type of cat reptile, maybe a little bit of like tiger inspired striping. And then it has like a spiked tail. I don't know exactly what this is, but it's a very interesting combo. And what's even better about these is they have descriptions on the back and names. I'm like, what even? So I'm gonna try my best to read young Katelyn writing. So we'll start with this one, and the back says, Halcyano, yep. The evolve form of Halcyo, it's a star type. And the attacks are kick, it says hornbrill, but I bet I meant horn drill, slap, and punch. I was super into Pokemon back in the day, and I wanted to make my own evolved creatures, so I have a feeling this is one of them, but I have no clue where the first evolution is, so we get this one. And then for our second creature here, this one is, the name is Tekoi, because it's OY, so Tekoi, okay? Or is it an R? Tekroy. Teroi? I'm gonna say Teroi. It eats meat, it's a fire type, it's a boy, and it's the evolved form of Taro. Man, my spelling was not good. So I thought it'd be really fun to redraw these this year for our redraw challenge. So let's go ahead and jump in with this guy first, and then we'll work on this weird cat stripey thing next. But I'm really excited to kind of re-explore and redraw these guys in my current style. Let's jump in and get these going. All right, let's kick these drawings off. I was actually super excited to do these. I love looking at my old artwork. It's kind of like peeking into, I guess, my past self in a way. I really loved Pokemon. I loved Digimon. I was super into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I loved the idea of designing my own Pokemon type of game or series. And I was really fixated on that as a kid. Another one that I'm gonna have to do for a redraw series, I can't remember if I talked about it in the past, but I recently found it, and it was a hard choice between these and this other idea, but I filled up, I think it's like 3 or 4 binders worth of dragon Pokemon ideas. So I had this idea when I was younger to make my own Pokemon game that was all dragons. They all would be different awesome dragon types with different cool abilities and things like that. But like, now that I'm looking back, it's funny how not totally different I am now, because now I'm doing the 100 Dragon Challenge, and as a kid I did that and like did it 4 times over. Like there has to be at least like 300 dragons that I drew back in the day. 100%, they're not great. They're not like amazing, all original concepts for sure, but it's kind of funny looking back and kind of seeing some similarities. For example, these monster mashes. It's kind of entertaining to kind of look and see that I did combine animals back in the day, and this for sure was before Avatar: The Last Airbender came out. So I was already drawing weird creature combos before that even came out. I kind of suspect, and you guys can correct me if you're wrong if you were a young artist. I kind of suspect all of us did this in a way. Like we made some weird combos and creatures when we all started kind of developing and drawing. But I think it's just really interesting to look back and be like, hey, this is not that bad of a creature, actually. Like, my drawing skills weren't there yet. I didn't have any concept of anatomy. I didn't understand how animal bodies worked. And for sure, I didn't really understand, I guess, general natural coloring of animals. I mean, some of the colors on this creature could be in like birds and other animals, but not many mammal-like creatures have these colors. So I think it was still pretty good though for the concept overall. I think this works really well and is probably my favorite of the two. It's just such a fun combo. If I could change anything about the original design, I would probably change the ears, or at least make the color match the red head or like the green or something. I 100% stuck to the colors I picked as a kid. So I was like, all right, brown ears with pink inside, that's how it's gonna be. But at least for current me, I would have changed the ear color. And then I kind of like the orange horn, but then I think there could be a color that might be better for that. I don't know what color. Maybe like the light green, but push it even more towards white. I would have to experiment with some colors, but I don't know. I'm a little conflicted on the orange horn, because honestly, to me, it kind of looks like a carrot. So that's what my one big critique of childhood Katelyn. It's like, Katelyn, you just stuck a carrot on like a rabbit-eared, like horse-headed thing. And I wonder if I did pick the color orange because it's a rabbit. I'm curious if there was some influence when I was younger of like, you know, it'd be great, an orange carrot horn for this rabbit thing, this horse rabbit thing. I think this was also mostly based off of a horse because of the name of this thing. That was such a weird name to call this. Let me get it and try to read it again. Halcyon, yeah. I think I just took out the horse, the R in horse, but here is Halcyon in a majestic and amazing forest. I'm trying to paint more backgrounds, like I've said in like some videos coming up, but yeah, there you go. Halcyano. All right, and now we are on to the one that I was kind of dreading just a little bit. This pink rat, cat, monkey thing. What was its name again? Tayroy? I can't remember if that's an R or a K, because it looks kind of like a weird cursive K. I'm just going to say it's an R, but it's like an uppercase R. So I have a feeling it's Tekoy, but we'll just say Tayroy or whatever. I was a little intimidated by this one because, wow, the color choice. First of all, I made its overall body like a bright pink. And then the stripes are all different colors. Like the arms have green stripes, the body is orange stripes, the inside of the ears are purple, and then the tail, I'm actually looking at it again while doing this voiceover. It's actually yellow with blue stripes. I messed up when coloring this. Whoops, my bad. But it's not even a pink tail, it's a yellow and blue tail. It's just an amalgamation of colors, and I honestly can't even really tell 100% what creatures this was, because it's like kind of humanoid. Its arms are a little weird, and I think that's just me not knowing how to draw arms or something. But it had like clawed feet. It has this like flail of a tail, like the spikes at the end of the tail. And then the head just reminds me of like a weird cat-rat combo. So I just kind of leaned into what I could interpret this as and just tried to draw it. And like I said, it's kind of more of a humanoid, like bipedal character. And it was weird. It was weird to think about like what this was. It was kind of hard to figure out what animals these kind of were. Like the first one was very obvious, at least to me. Like, oh yeah, this totally looks like these animals together. I got this. But this one I had to take a little bit more creative liberties and freedoms with, just because, you know, kid Katelyn did not have anatomy down, and I have no clue what these were, but you know, it works. It still is a weird, interesting creature. But even with all that, this guy was pretty fun to draw and reimagine. Like, it just kind of pushed me so outside of my comfort zone. I know in my very well-written description of it is a fire type, so this is some type of fire-using creature. Nowadays, I would not see this as a fire-using creature because light pink looks like a fairy type if we want to go super critical on Pokemon stuff. But then I'm like, well, what if it's like a fairy fire and it's just a weird, very weird fairy fire? I don't even know. It's a very weird creature. And then it's a meat eater, which also is funny because it's super bright light pink, which is also not super common for most like meat eater characters or creatures. They try to make them look a little bit more intimidating and more like a predator, but pink sometimes looks like more, not like feminine, because like I don't want to put feminine label on pink, but we as a society, I think we see pink more as a I don't know, a weak color. That's the best way to describe it. A lot of the times, like, babies are put with pink. Like I said, women are put with pink because I think they just are seen as more of a feminine thing. And then a lot of like cute like characters, or like not like weak characters. I don't know a good way to describe this, but like I guess more prey characters are put in pink. So to find this is a meat eater, a fire type, and I had to make sure everyone knew that this was a boy, like 100%. I had to write it down as a kid because I was probably afraid of the pink stigmatism of like, see, not only like girls don't only wear pink, my monster here loves to wear pink and he's a boy. That's the only thing I can think of for young Katelyn. By the way, this is not me saying anything about like who should or shouldn't wear pink. I love when my husband wears a pink shirt. It looks awesome on him, and I don't think anyone should feel like they need to wear a certain color because of their gender. So I'm just making sure you guys understand that too, because I'm not saying like pink is for sure feminine or masculine or anything. It's just a color. So wear it how you want. But as a society, I do see that we use certain colors to portray very particular characters. So I think this one, if it was in like some type of Pokemon universe or in a video game, it could be one of those creatures or characters that's very deceiving, because you got these like crazy bright like tiger zebra stripes, you got this pink coat, and like this, not like, it's not a cute face, but it doesn't look like it's gonna tear your face off face, you know, like it's just a little bit deceiving on what this is. But then if you see that tail with the spikes on the end, then you get a little bit more concerned. So I think this is a very good deceptive creature. Like, it looks like it could be more of not an innocent creature, but like it wouldn't hurt you. It's like that right in the middle of like, this is kind of potentially a hazardous creature, but the pink and other things is making me think it's not. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically I think this could be a really fun character that's like, the pink is deceptive and makes you think this is like a nice cuddly thing, but then you see the flail tail and the not super cute face and you're like, wait, this is kind of, this looks a little concerning for me. But like I said, this one was probably the weirdest one for me to draw because it was completely outside of my comfort zone. Like, not colors I typically use or put together. This was 100% a 3rd or 4th grader being like, you know what? I want to put stripes on this thing, and I like these 3 colors. Let's put all these stripes on this, and then we're going to make it pink, and we're going to do this. That's 100% what this one was, and it was quite a challenge to convert my young, probably like 8 to 10-year-old brain into my modern drawing style. All right, and there we have it, guys. We are done with these 2 really old Monster Mashes, redesigned, recreated, and recolored, and I have to say, I had a blast with these. These are 100% not with my style anymore in terms of how these were colored in the original. I don't think I use these super bright colors super often in my creatures, especially covering the whole thing. For example, this cat-rat combo thing on the right, it reminds me of, I can't remember what it was called, but the zebra like bubblegum or whatever for those US viewers. I don't know how far it went or if it went outside the US, but I remember those in the early 90s. I was popping that gum like crazy. Comment down below if you remember. I think it was called Zebra Stripes gum or something like that. Let me know. But yeah, the really crazy pinks and greens and oranges and blues were totally outside of what I usually do. So he looks a little strange to me, just based off of like how to be designed, but I tried my best to convert him to something, I guess, closer to how I draw now. But he's just very interesting. But I think my favorite is this guy on the left. I really like the combo overall, and like I said, it doesn't follow my conventional coloring style, but I just like the design overall. I think he's really cute, and I think it works well in this like conversion sense. He just looks like a very tropical, monkey-like creature. I don't know any better way to describe him, but I think out of the 2, I feel he's the strongest to me. But either way, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing this redraw. And like I said, we took basically these really old characters and redrew them. For these, I think I was probably maybe in like 3rd, 4th grade. I don't even know how old I was. This was just based off of a guess of what papers these were with, but who knows when these were drawn. But as you can see, hard work, dedication, practice. I went from this to that. So I always encourage everyone, keep drawing, keep trying, and just keep practicing. So if you liked this video, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like down below. Leave me a comment of which of these 2 you like the most in terms of the redesign. And if you guys have old art and you want to try doing some redesigns, or if you have some old creatures that you used to draw back in the day, I would love to see them. So if you ever like redraw them or remake them, post them on Twitter or Instagram and tag me. I would love to check out what you guys make and what you redraw. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody. I'd like to take a moment to thank all my patrons over on Patreon. You all are amazing. If you guys would like to sign up for my Patreon and help me make this my full-time job, get some behind-the-scenes sketches, get a monster every month, maybe some sketch postcards or stickers, check out my Patreon. And thank you guys again so much for stopping by. See you later.